Jennifer here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Friday, and that means it's My Little Pony Day. And this week's episode was the return of Tambelon. The ponies play a game of hide and seek. When the unicorn ponies wink out, they are not able to wink back in and find themselves trapped in the realm of darkness, where the evil Grogar lives. Okay, things I liked about this episode. There was actually a lot I liked about this episode. I love the storyline. This is a two-parter. Actually, technically, it's a three-parter. It was two 22-minute episodes, but those episodes were divided into 2 episodes per show. So it is technically a 4-parter. This is part 1 and 2. And part 3 and 4 were in the second half. And this one is unique because in this arc we see some characters we haven't seen since the movie or even the start of this part of My Little Pony with the whole Paradise Estate and everything. So we see, and I can't remember if it's in this episode or the next episode, but we see the Grundles. We see the Flutter Ponies. We don't see all of them. We see like maybe all but 2 of the Flutter Ponies. And we are missing one of the Grundles. But again, I don't know if it's in part 1 and 2 or if it's in part 3 and 4 that we actually see them. This is also an episode where the ponies can't rely on Megan for help because she is captured fairly early on with Tambelon having come back. So they have to rely on not only themselves but also Molly and Danny to help them figure out what to do. Where it's usually Megan who makes the plan and figures things out when they need to involve the humans. Sometimes the ponies figure things out on their own too. And those are episodes where we don't really see Megan or her siblings. So this one was very interesting in the fact that, number one, we don't see Megan's in the episode, but she's not the one who comes up with the plan per se in this half. I think in the other half she kind of does to a degree, but we will talk about that in the next video, I promise. But number 2, the main villain of the episode is a goat, or to be more precise, a ram, a male goat, by the name of Grogar, which I find very interesting because a ram it's not the cousin, it's not a cousin to a horse. They're from two completely different families, but it is an animal that you would see living in the same environment as a horse, living on a farm. And then his henchman is actually a cousin to a horse. It is a donkey. And donkeys, they are members of the equine family. They are not technically horses, but they are a member of that family, much how a wolf or a fox or a coyote is the member of the canine family, but they're not necessarily dogs. But they are close enough where they can be interbred with each other. You can breed a donkey and a horse together, and you get what's called a mule. So I find that very interesting that one of the villains was actually a member of the pony's family, a donkey, which I actually found very amusing and funny. And also they have him dressed up as like a little jester, which I thought was kind of cute as well. Don't want to get into too much detail because, as I said, this is a two-parter and some of it will actually spill over into the next episode. But all in all, it was a cute episode. It's one of my favorite episodes. And apparently it was a favorite of the creators of Friendship is Magic, as we do see Groger return in that. But we will talk about that when we get to that. We not only get to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, but when we get to that part of Friendship is Magic, I promise. Okay, things I didn't like about this episode. There really wasn't a lot I didn't like about this episode. The little creatures that were actually helping Groger, that weren't the donkey, these were like, I don't want to say they were human-like creatures, they were more goblin-like creatures in my opinion, but I can't remember exactly what they were called. Kind of threw me a little bit, but again, we'll talk more about that in the next episode, because there is a reasoning behind what they're doing there, and we will get into that in the next video, I promise. But all in all, nothing I didn't like, nothing I wouldn't change. Even with the unicorns disappearing, they kind of give you a pretty good reason why they are disappearing pretty early on once they figure out what is going on. Even that, because I was like, when I first watched it, I was really confused. I was like, what the heck? Why are they disappearing and then not reappearing? I mean, I get Baby Ribbons. She always has problems winking back in when she winks out. So, you know, that's obviously nothing new for her, but, you know, all the other ones, and then the other baby unicorns, and then, you know, the adult unicorns, that kind of threw me at first. And then, like, when they come up with the explanation, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, what didn't make sense to me at first, like, later on as I watched the episode did. So really nothing I didn't like about this. Even the villains' design, like Groger and the donkey and everything, I was like, oh yeah, I like their designs. Even though they're bad guys, they have very good designs. Now, granted, in Friendship is Magic, Groger looks not completely, but a little bit different. But we'll talk more about that when we get to Friendship is Magic, I promise. Okay, feel free to check out my related pony videos. Okay, before I sign off, a few things I'd like to touch on. First off, a quick reminder on my comment rules. Okay, please leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Also, feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter. I do have my name for those 4 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video do belong to their respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. And the links for any sites I mentioned will be in the description section. Okay, YouTube subscribers. Any of my videos that cannot be found on YouTube are on my Facebook page. Facebook friends. Basically the same deal. Any of my videos that cannot be found on Facebook are on my YouTube channel. And to anyone who's interested, you can feel free to check out my Facebook group, Fanfic Corner. Hey, please like and share if you're watching on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you haven't already if you're watching on YouTube. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.